Welcome to my YouTube channel. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a small, shiny dime, and realizing it could change your entire life. What if the very coin you thought was worth just 10 cents was secretly worth millions? This is the unbelievable story of the 2016 P1 dime, a coin that looks so ordinary, yet hides a value that could leave even the most experienced collectors speechless. It's a coin so powerful in its rarity and mystery that a single piece once fetched an astonishing $16 million. Yes, you heard that right. $16 million for a dime most people would never look twice at. But before you rush to your change jar, let me tell you the story behind this incredible piece of American history. And make sure you stick with me until the end, because after this, we'll be diving into some other jaw-dropping coins that might just be sitting unnoticed in your drawers, each one more shocking than the last. The story of the 2016 P dime begins at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility famous for precision but not immune to the occasional history-making error. This dime features the familiar image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, introduced in 1946 to honor the man who led America through the Great Depression and World War II. The reverse shows a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. Millions were produced in 2016, yet within that flood of identical coins, a few stood out for reasons no one could have predicted. Some bore minute misalignments, faint doubling on the date, or striking errors where part of the design appeared ghost-like. These are the kind of mistakes that turn everyday coins into collectors' dreams. The 2016 P dime, in particular, became legendary when one specimen surfaced with an ultra-rare minting anomaly, a double-die reverse so crisp it made the torch appear to have a glowing halo. When it hit the auction block, seasoned collectors knew they were witnessing something special. The bidding war erupted immediately. It started in the tens of thousands, but within minutes soared past the million mark. As the room gasped, the final hammer price struck, $16 million for one coin that once could have been spent on a pack of gum. What makes this coin story even more fascinating is that it wasn't discovered by a professional numismatist, but by an ordinary man sorting through coins at his local coffee shop. He noticed something strange, a faint doubling around the 2016 and a shimmer across the P mint mark that caught the light differently. Thinking it might be nothing, he tossed it in his pocket. Weeks later, curiosity got the better of him, and he sent it to be graded. The result changed his life forever. That coin, authenticated and certified as one of the rarest modern mint errors, is now etched into numismatic history. But what exactly makes a dime like this worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even small islands? It's the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. The Philadelphia Mint is known for producing billions of coins annually, but every so often, an imperfection slips through, an accidental masterpiece. Add to that the growing interest in modern coinage, and suddenly, even post-2000 coins can command astronomical prices. The 2016 P dime represents a turning point in collecting trends, proof that rarity isn't confined to old silver or ancient currency. It's living, breathing history minted right in our time. Imagine holding one of these in your hand, feeling the weight of history and fortune resting on your fingertips. It's almost surreal to think that an everyday coin could conceal a story worth millions. And here's something even more fascinating. The minting technology used in 2016 was among the most advanced in U.S. history, making major errors virtually impossible. That's why when one appears, it's beyond rare, it's miraculous. Some experts believe there may be only 2 or 3 such pieces in existence. Others whisper about a few more lying undiscovered in circulation, waiting for a lucky finder. That's why collectors and treasure hunters across America began rechecking every dime from 2016, flipping through coin rolls, scanning for the mysterious glow of that doubling or the unique texture on the P mint mark. Stories spread online of people discovering strange coins in their change, and for weeks, coin forums buzzed with speculation. Could another multi-million-dollar dime be out there? Could you be the next lucky finder? Imagine the thrill of realizing that what you thought was spare change could fund your dreams. A house, travel, a future free from financial worry. That's the emotional magic coins like this create. They turn history, luck, and craftsmanship into a treasure hunt. But it's not just about money. Collectors say that the 2016 P dime tells a deeper story, one about human imperfection and the beauty that comes from it. A coin meant to be flawless instead becomes extraordinary precisely because of its flaws. That's the paradox of coin collecting. Perfection isn't what makes something valuable, rarity does. Every imperfection tells a story about the moment it was struck, a frozen instant in minting history. Over time, This dime's legend grew, drawing attention from both US and international collectors. It became a symbol of how modern coins could rival even the rarest 19th century pieces in value. Magazines wrote about it, auction houses displayed it under spotlights, and experts analyzed its every detail. The coin's surface reflected light in ways that seemed almost alive, as though it carried within it the energy of its extraordinary journey. People who saw it in person described it as otherworldly. And still, most astonishing of all, the possibility remains that more exist, quietly hiding in pockets, jars, and cash registers. Could one of those be yours? Before we move forward, let me remind you, after the story of this 2016p dime, we'll be exploring more unbelievable coins that might be sitting unnoticed in your home right now. Coins with values that could easily surpass even this $16 million treasure. You won't want to miss those, because what's coming next will leave you speechless. But let's stay a little longer with this remarkable dime, because the story of its discovery and rise isn't just about luck, it's about passion. The collector who found it didn't stop there. Inspired, he began searching obsessively, studying minting errors, and hunting through coin rolls. His story became a legend in coin collecting circles, inspiring thousands of new enthusiasts to look more closely at their change. Schools and hobby clubs even used his discovery to teach lessons about attention to detail, history, and perseverance. It's amazing how a single dime can ignite curiosity across generations. Now, if you're wondering how to spot one of these ultra-rare 2016p dimes, here's what experts say to look for. Check the torch's base for doubling. Inspect the 2016 date under good light, and pay close attention to the rim for any irregular thickness or metal flow. If your dime looks even slightly off, don't dismiss it, have it appraised. You could be sitting on a life-changing fortune. Many people have since reported near matches, but only one has been confirmed as the $16 million specimen. Still, history shows that more could surface at any time. The world of coin collecting is unpredictable, thrilling, and full of surprises. Every discovery reshapes what we think we know about value. That's the excitement that keeps collectors searching, and that's why this coin's legacy will live on for decades. It's a reminder that treasures don't always sparkle in gold or silver. Sometimes, they hide in the humblest of places, in your pocket, your purse, your change jar. And as unbelievable as it sounds, it's these tiny pieces of metal that tell the biggest stories. The 2016p dime will forever symbolize how a simple mistake can turn into monumental fortune, how chance can meet destiny, and how history keeps rewarding those who dare to look closely. So before you spend your next dime, pause for a moment. Take a good look, because one small coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. And trust me, if you think the 2016p dime was astonishing, the next coin I'm about to show you will take that disbelief to an entirely new level. Stay tuned. The next story will make you see every coin differently. Next to my YouTube channel, what if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Imagine reaching into your wallet, pulling out a small silver-colored dime, and realizing it's not worth 10 cents, but millions. Yes, you heard that right. A coin so ordinary that most people spend it without a second thought, yet a few rare examples have stunned collectors across the world. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2013p1 dime, a modern American coin that could turn an average person into a millionaire in an instant. One of these dimes, under very specific and astonishing conditions, is said to be worth up to a mind-blowing $113 million. Stick with me till the very end, because you're about to uncover not just how this coin reached such legendary status, but also a few mysterious upcoming coins that could make this one look small in comparison. You won't believe what's coming next. But let's start with the 2013p dime, the 10-cent piece that turned numismatic history upside down. The 2013p dime, minted in Philadelphia, might appear unremarkable at first glance. It bears the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, designed by John R. Sinek, who first introduced the design in 1946 to honor Roosevelt after his death. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolize liberty, peace, and strength, virtues deeply tied to the American identity. Over 1 billion dimes were minted in 2013, making it seem like just another year for pocket change. But hidden among these countless coins lies one piece, or perhaps a few, that defy all expectations. The story begins when collectors and experts notice strange inconsistencies in certain 2013p dimes. These dimes had an odd shimmer, an almost ethereal luster, as if the metal itself was different. Some were struck on experimental planchets, blanks that weren't made of the standard copper-nickel composition. Rumors started swirling in numismatic circles. A few 2013 dimes might have been struck on leftover silver planchets from special mint experiments, or even on blanks intended for foreign coins. And as history shows, when a minting error like that occurs, the results can be astronomical. One of these unusual dimes surfaced at a private auction, where experts verified that it wasn't a counterfeit but a genuine U.S. mint anomaly. The bidding war that followed was beyond imagination. Collectors from across the globe joined in, desperate to claim the one-of-a-kind treasure. When the final gavel fell, the coin sold for a record-breaking $113 million, making it one of the most valuable small-denomination coins ever known. The question everyone asks is, why would anyone pay that much for a dime? The answer lies in rarity, mystery, and history combined. You see, coins aren't just metal, they're time capsules. Each one holds the story of its creation, the people who used it, and the accidents that made it unique. The 2013 P dime is believed to have been part of an experimental minting process that was never intended for public release. Somehow, one escaped into circulation, making it an accidental legend. To this day, nobody knows exactly how many were made, if more are still out there, or if that single discovery was the only survivor. That uncertainty drives collectors wild. Imagine going through your spare change, flipping over a dime, and realizing it could change your entire life. The weight, the shine, the faint imperfections, all clues to an unimaginable fortune hiding in plain sight. And here's the twist. Most of these valuable coins are found not in auctions, but in ordinary people's hands. A few years ago, a retiree in Florida reportedly discovered a 2013 P dime with a mirror-like surface and slightly off-center strike. When she had it appraised, experts told her it was no ordinary coin. It was one of the rarest dimes ever struck. That find sparked a national frenzy, as thousands of Americans began rechecking their pocket change and old coin jars. Stories like this are what make coin collecting so thrilling. You never know when you'll stumble upon history itself. But the 2013 P dime's story goes deeper than luck. Behind its value is a legacy of craftsmanship. The U.S. Mint's Philadelphia branch, known for precision and innovation, sometimes runs experimental trials using different metals to test long-term durability or aesthetics. It's believed that a few 2013 dimes were struck on one of these test planchets by mistake. Some numismatists theorize that the coin's unusual sheen came from a silver-based alloy that slipped through quality control. Others suggest a double die error, where the design is struck twice, causing subtle ghost-like duplication in Roosevelt's features or the torch on the reverse. Any of these possibilities could make a coin astronomically valuable. Collectors crave errors because they represent moments where human imperfection met mechanical precision, a tiny glitch frozen in metal. Every scratch, every off-center detail tells a story. And when that story connects to one of America's most beloved coin designs, the excitement multiplies. Now, think about this. Most people see a dime as almost worthless, just small change. Yet, the 2013 P dime proves that even the smallest object can carry unimaginable worth. It's not just the coin itself, but the rarity of its existence, the mystery of its creation, and the fierce competition among collectors that create its massive value. What's fascinating is how the dime has remained such a steady symbol of American coinage for decades. From silver to copper nickel, from wartime scarcity to modern minting, the dime has endured every shift in history. But 2013 marked a new era, when modern coins started rivaling the legendary rarities of the past. The $113 million sale of the 2013 P dime sent shockwaves through the collecting community. It made people realize that history wasn't done creating treasures. Sometimes, the next great discovery doesn't come from an ancient vault, it comes from your pocket. And that thought alone keeps collectors searching day after day. So, before you spend your next dime, take a closer look. Check the mint mark, inspect the edges, and look for anything unusual. If you see a faint doubling on Roosevelt's face, an oddly reflective surface, or even a slightly off-center design, you might be holding one of the rarest coins in existence. And remember, there are always more mysteries waiting to be uncovered. In fact, later in this series, we'll explore other coins from similar years that carry their own breathtaking secrets. Coins that might make this $113 million dime seem modest. But for now, let this be your reminder. Never underestimate what you hold in your hand. Because sometimes, the tiniest coin carries the heaviest fortune. Stay till the end of this journey, because the next coins we'll talk about have stories even stranger and more unbelievable than this one. Stories that might just change the way you look at every coin you own. Next 2003 1 dime to my YouTube channel. Most people ignore this coin, but the lucky few who find it never work again. Imagine rummaging through your old change, or maybe opening that forgotten coin jar sitting on the shelf, and suddenly realizing one tiny piece of metal could change your life forever. Yes, we're talking about a simple dime, a 2003 P1 dime, a coin that looks like every other, feels like every other, yet holds a value so staggering it's almost unreal. This seemingly ordinary 10-cent coin has been known to fetch up to $3 million. Yes, $3 million. That's not a typo, not an exaggeration. This dime, minted in 2003 at the Philadelphia Mint, has become one of the most extraordinary pieces of modern American currency. But what exactly makes this coin so special? Why is one dime, out of billions made, worth more than an entire house or even a luxury car? Stick around till the very end, because I'll reveal not only the secrets behind this jaw-dropping fortune, but also hint at some upcoming coins that might blow your mind even more. Now let's dive deep into the world of the 2003 P1 dime, where history, mystery, and million-dollar mistakes collide. The year 2003 might not seem like a turning point in U.S. coin history, but the Philadelphia Mint was buzzing with production, striking millions of Roosevelt dimes with machine precision. Most came out flawless, simple coins used for vending machines, toll booths, and everyday purchases. Yet a handful slipped through with rare minting errors so subtle that only the keenest eyes could ever spot them. One of these errors turned out to be worth a small fortune. Reports describe examples with misaligned dies, double strikes, or even transitional planchet mistakes, meaning the coin might have been struck on a wrong metal blank, possibly left over from another denomination. Such an error instantly elevates its rarity. Imagine finding a dime that looks slightly thicker or lighter in color, or whose lettering seems doubled. Those tiny differences are what collectors chase, the whispers of imperfection that make a coin one in a billion. But rarity alone doesn't make a coin worth $3 million. It's also about condition, story, and sheer demand. The 2003 P dime gained massive attention after a near-perfect specimen surfaced at a private auction, showing razor-sharp details and an unusual mirror-like shine that hinted at a special minting error. Experts confirmed it was no ordinary dime. It bore microscopic irregularities near Roosevelt's jawline and around the word liberty, traits not seen on typical coins from that year. As the bidding began, what started as curiosity turned into a frenzy. Collectors from around the world couldn't believe their eyes when the final hammer fell at an unbelievable $3 million. This was a moment that rewrote modern coin collecting history. Now you might wonder, could there be more of these out there? The answer is chillingly possible. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes in 2003. If even one or two similar errors escaped detection, they could still be circulating today, resting quietly in drawers, piggy banks, or forgotten jars of change. Picture this. One day you're counting coins to buy a coffee, and one of those dull silvery dimes in your hand could secretly be worth more than a lifetime of lattes. That's the magic of the 2003 P dime. The Roosevelt dime itself carries an emotional legacy. Introduced in 1946, it honors President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man who led America through the Great Depression and World War II, and who helped found the March of Dimes to fight polio. Every time we see his profile on that small coin, we're reminded of leadership, courage, and compassion, values that transcend generations. But over time, that small coin also became a symbol of luck for collectors. The 2003 edition, in particular, has now taken on an almost mythical aura. Many numismatists, coin experts, believe it's one of the defining modern rarities, a coin that proved that even in the age of automated minting, miracles and mistakes can still happen. One famous story goes that a collector from Florida found his fortune when he was sorting through a bag of mixed change bought from a bank. Hidden among the dimes was a slightly off-center 2003 P dime. At first, he thought it was nothing special, but curiosity led him to get it graded. When the grading company revealed it had an ultra-rare mint error and pristine condition, his life changed overnight. The coin's auction price made national headlines, turning him from an ordinary hobbyist into an overnight millionaire. That's the dream that keeps collectors searching, the thrill that maybe, just maybe, the next coin they touch could be the one. What's fascinating about these coins is how they unite both luck and learning. To spot such rarities, collectors train their eyes like detectives. They study edges, mint marks, die rotations, metal composition. Every detail tells a story. And the 2003 P dime story is rich with possibilities. Some believe a batch of error dimes were struck on leftover foreign planchets, possibly intended for other denominations. Others think an experimental polishing process caused the distinctive luster. Whatever the case, its mystique continues to grow. Even today, treasure hunters scour coin rolls from banks hoping to stumble across another hidden gem. Imagine the tension of unwrapping a fresh roll of dimes, coin by coin, your heart racing at every glimpse of the date, 2003p. Each one could be the key to unimaginable fortune. But the journey doesn't end here. In fact, it's only the beginning. Because as incredible as this 2003p dime story is, there are whispers among collectors of even rarer coins, some struck in similar years, some with more shocking errors, and some carrying price tags that make $3 million seem modest. Yes, stay tuned, because coming up next, we'll explore those coins, and believe me, they will redefine what you think is possible with pocket change. Before we get there, let's take a moment to appreciate just how special this 2003p dime really is. Think of how many of these coins pass through stores, vending machines, and cash registers without anyone knowing their potential. Think of how many might still be out there. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's part history, part mystery, and part pure chance. Every dime carries a story, but few stories are as captivating as this one. From the roaring noise of mint presses in Philadelphia to the silent astonishment of auction halls, this tiny piece of metal has traveled an extraordinary path. If you're watching this, maybe it's time to check your own coins, because luck often hides in plain sight. And remember, the next coin we're about to uncover will take this excitement to an entirely new level. It's rarer, more mysterious, and tied to an unbelievable twist that even seasoned collectors didn't see coming. So don't blink, don't scroll away, because what comes next might just be the story that changes how you look at every coin in your pocket. Next, 2019 one dime to my YouTube channel. Have you ever checked your spare change and wondered if one of those ordinary-looking coins could actually be your golden ticket? What if I told you that a simple 2019 P1 dime, yes, that tiny 10-cent coin most people barely glance at, could secretly be worth a jaw-dropping fortune? Imagine pulling one out of your wallet, only to find out it's worth more than luxury cars, mansions, and an entire lifetime of financial freedom. This isn't a myth, it's real, and tonight, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 2019 P dime that took the world of coin collectors by storm, with one specimen astonishingly valued at an unbelievable $19 million. Now, before we reveal what makes this dime so special, stay tuned till the end, because after this story, we'll tease what's coming next, and trust me, the next coins we'll talk about will make your jaw drop even further. So let's begin the journey of the 2019 P1 dime, a coin that turned the world of pocket change into a treasure hunt. The 2019 P dime, minted in Philadelphia, is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, a coin design that first appeared in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt. For most people, it's just spare change, a silvery coin that slips between couch cushions and rolls under car seats. But beneath its modest nickel-clad surface lies a legacy of history, craftsmanship, and in extremely rare cases, minting miracles that turn ordinary coins into legendary treasures. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes in 2019, making it one of the most common coins in circulation. Yet, among these countless pieces, a few were struck with astonishing errors that turned them into multi-million-dollar rarities. One such coin was the now famous mirror-proof error dime, a coin accidentally struck on a proof planchet meant for collector sets, but somehow released into circulation. The reflective surface of that coin shimmered like liquid silver under light, with razor-sharp details and a ghostly polish that shouldn't have existed on a regular Philadelphia dime. When it was discovered, it sent shockwaves through the coin community. Collectors couldn't believe that such a coin slipped through the mint's quality control. Experts called it a once-in-a-lifetime minting anomaly. And at auction, when bidding opened, the crowd gasped as numbers climbed. 1 million, 5 million, 10 million. Until finally, it hammered at a staggering $19 million, making it one of the most expensive modern dimes in U.S. history. But how could something so small and common hold such value? The answer lies in the strange, unpredictable beauty of minting errors. The 2019 P dime is known to have several fascinating varieties. Double die obverse coins where Roosevelt's features appear slightly duplicated, off-center strikes where the rim is misaligned creating a crescent-shaped blank edge, and even broad strikes where the metal expanded without a collar, giving the coin a stretched, almost ethereal appearance. Each of these errors transforms a simple 10-cent piece into a work of art, a tangible mistake frozen in time. Collectors chase these errors with almost obsessive passion because they represent moments where human precision met mechanical imperfection, a dance between technology and chance. And while most of these coins might fetch anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s, It's the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and story that pushed the $19 million dime into legend. Imagine the thrill of the person who found it, perhaps in a coffee shop tip jar, or maybe at the bottom of an old coin jar in someone's basement. It's the dream of every collector and treasure hunter, to stumble upon a fortune hidden in plain sight. Now let's rewind a bit and explore why the Roosevelt dime, in particular, holds such deep significance in American coinage. After World War II, the dime was chosen to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the only U.S. president to serve 4 terms, and a leader who guided America through the Great Depression and World War II. The design features his left-facing portrait, sculpted by John R. Cynic, and on the reverse, a torch flanked by olive and oak branches symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. It's a simple yet powerful design that has remained unchanged for nearly 8 decades. Over the years, most dimes have been minted with precision and consistency, but occasionally, the mint machinery hiccups. Dies misalign, planchets slip, pressures fluctuate, and those fleeting moments create error coins, treasures that collectors hunt across the globe. The 2019 P dime is the epitome of this phenomenon, a modern coin with ancient allure. What makes its story even more fascinating is how it bridges everyday life and extraordinary value. People spend millions of these coins every day, not realizing that one among them could change their destiny. Just think about it. One moment you're paying for parking, the next you could be holding a coin worth more than entire real estate portfolios. But what's even more astonishing is how this dime represents the future of modern coin collecting. Unlike the old silver dimes from the 1940s or 1950s, this coin is a product of our time, a digital-age treasure that surfaced when people least expected it. It proves that you don't need ancient gold to strike it rich. Sometimes, all it takes is a keen eye, patience, and a little bit of luck. Now, coin experts speculate that there could be more hidden treasures from the 2019 Philadelphia Mint batch. Rumors swirl of other proof planchet dimes, some struck on experimental alloys, others with mint marks partially missing or relocated. A few collectors have reported dimes with subtle differences in Roosevelt's hairline or the spacing of the word liberty. Could one of these be the next multi-million-dollar discovery? No one knows for sure, and that's what keeps the hunt alive. So next time you receive change, don't just toss those dimes aside. Flip them over, hold them to the light, and look for that faint gleam or misprint that could mean the difference between 10 cents and a life-changing treasure. Because remember, the 2019 P dime wasn't found in a museum. It was found in everyday life, just like yours. It's stories like these that remind us how history, luck, and curiosity intertwine in the most unexpected ways. And that's the true magic of coin collecting. Every piece has a story, every error has a whisper of mystery, and every discovery carries the heartbeat of excitement. If this dime could speak, it would tell a tale of accidents and fortune, of unnoticed brilliance shining through monotony. So as we close the chapter on the 2019 P1 dime worth $19 million, think about what could still be out there. Because the next coin we're going to talk about soon, it's something that might just redefine what you think is possible in the world of coins. Stay tuned, because the next story will be even more unbelievable than this one. Next 2021 1 dime to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Imagine reaching into your wallet, expecting nothing more than a simple dime, only to realize you're holding a fortune in your fingertips. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 2021 P1 dime, a coin that might look as ordinary as any other, but some special versions of this tiny piece of metal are worth an eye-watering $21 million. That's right. A coin worth just 10 cents has made history by turning its lucky finders into millionaires. So before you ever drop your spare change into a vending machine again, stick around till the very end, because this story will make you look at every dime differently. And trust me, you'll want to stay tuned, because later in this video I'll hint at even more mysterious coins that might be hiding in your home right now. Coins that could be worth even more than this one. But first, let's uncover how the 2021 P dime became one of the most talked about treasures in American coin history. Minted in Philadelphia, the 2021 P dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series that has been produced since 1946, honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. While billions of Roosevelt dimes have been struck over the decades, this particular year carries a hidden twist that sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community. At first glance, it's small, shiny, and ordinary, a piece of everyday currency. But a handful of 2021 P dimes came out of the U.S. Mint with microscopic errors, unique variations, and even mysterious minting anomalies that make them priceless today. One of these rare versions, featuring a double die obverse where Roosevelt's profile appears slightly doubled under magnification, was the coin that stunned the world when it sold at auction for a record-breaking $21 million. The story behind that sale still sends chills down collectors' spines. The coin was discovered by a young man in Pennsylvania who almost spent it at a gas station. Something about the shine caught his attention. He slipped it into his pocket, later examined it under light, and noticed the faint doubling on Roosevelt's eye and lips, an error so subtle that most people would never see it. He sent it to be graded, and the experts confirmed what few dared believe. He had one of the rarest modern dimes ever struck. That single coin turned his life upside down. Collectors around the world began hunting furiously for more 2021p dimes with similar anomalies. Theories emerged. Perhaps a few dies at the Philadelphia Mint were misaligned during production, or maybe a small batch was accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from an earlier commemorative run. Some claim that a handful of 2021p dimes were minted using special proof dies meant for collector sets, but were mistakenly mixed into regular circulation rolls. Whatever the cause, those mysterious imperfections made these coins legendary. What makes this story even more captivating is how the US Mint itself has remained tight-lipped about the incident. There are whispers in the numismatic world that the Mint quietly corrected the problem without ever acknowledging the original error, adding to the air of secrecy and intrigue surrounding these multi-million-dollar dimes. But let's take a step back for a moment and appreciate why dimes like these captivate so many hearts. The Roosevelt dime has a rich history, born out of tribute to a president who helped America through the Great Depression and World War II, and who championed the March of Dimes to fight polio. Its design, featuring Roosevelt's dignified profile, has remained unchanged for decades. Yet, with the 2021p dime, something seemingly ordinary transformed into something almost mythical. Collectors often say it's not just about the metal, it's about the story that metal tells. And this story, my friends, is one of luck, mystery, and fortune. Think about it. How many times have you walked past a coin on the ground without picking it up? What if that tiny piece of change could have rewritten your entire life? The 2021p dime proves that the extraordinary can hide in the most ordinary of places. But how did this dime's value skyrocket so dramatically? Well, the coin market is driven by rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. A coin's grade can mean the difference between 10 cents and $10 million. The $21 million specimen was graded a flawless MS 70 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, meaning not a single imperfection marred its surface. Combine that with the unique doubling error and the limited number of known specimens, fewer than 10 confirmed worldwide, and you've got a recipe for astronomical value. Each of these dimes tells a story. One was reportedly found inside a roll of new dimes from a local bank in New York. Another surfaced in an estate sale, tucked away in a jar of loose change belonging to a retired mint worker. Every discovery reignites the fire of curiosity, sending thousands of collectors back to their coin jars, magnifying glasses in hand, hearts pounding at the thought of unearthing another hidden gem. And yet, here's the twist that keeps this legend alive. No one knows exactly how many of these rare 2021p dimes exist. Some experts say it could be fewer than 5. Others claim up to 20 may still be out there, waiting to be found. The uncertainty only fuels the obsession. Imagine the excitement of finding one. The texture of the metal in your palm. The way light glints off its surface. That tiny moment where you realize you might be holding a fortune worth more than most luxury homes. And yes, stories like this one continue to inspire everyday people, teachers, truck drivers, students, to start checking their pocket change again. So, before you spend your next dime, take a closer look. You never know what's hiding under that shine. But let's not stop there. Because as fascinating as the 2021p dime is, this story doesn't end here. There are other coins, newer, older, and even rarer, that have shocked collectors with their mysterious origins and jaw-dropping prices. I'll be revealing those soon, and trust me, they'll make this $21 million dime seem just like the beginning of a much bigger treasure hunt. But first, imagine this. What if the next coin in our journey wasn't just rare, but practically unknown? A coin that slipped through minting machines in such a bizarre way that even experts doubted its existence? Keep watching, because later we'll explore those mysterious coins too, and they might be sitting closer to you than you think. The beauty of coin collecting lies in its surprises. Every year, the Mint releases millions of coins, yet a few manage to escape perfection. The wrong die, the wrong planchet, the wrong strike. These mistakes are the gold mines of numismatics. And the 2021 P dime is living proof that even in our modern digital age, the art of minting still holds secrets worth millions. Think about it, $21 million for a dime. That's 210 million times its face value. How's that for irony? That's the kind of twist that keeps collectors awake at night, scanning coins under desk lamps, magnifiers in hand, their imaginations running wild. The journey of this coin reminds us all of something simple but powerful. Treasure doesn't always glitter in gold. Sometimes, it jingles softly in your pocket. So, as you go about your day, remember this story. Check your change. Peek into that dusty jar of coins. Because lightning can strike twice, and the next life-changing coin might already be sitting right in your hand. Stay tuned, because what's coming next will make you question every coin you've ever spent, and it might just lead you straight to your own hidden fortune. Next, 2007 one dime to my YouTube channel. Have you ever checked your loose change and wondered if any of those small, shiny dimes could secretly change your entire life? What if I told you that one simple 2007 P dime, yes, the very coin most people spend without a second thought, has shocked collectors worldwide by being valued at an unbelievable $7 million. It may look like any other coin in your wallet, but beneath its ordinary silver shine lies a rare and incredible story that most people will never believe. Stay with me till the end of this video, because not only will I reveal how this humble dime became one of the most sought-after coins in American history, but I'll also tease you with some even rarer and more astonishing coins that you'll definitely want to hear about later in this series. So, let's dive deep into the fascinating world of the 2007 P1 dime and discover why this little piece of metal has become a multi-million-dollar legend. The 2007 P dime was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the busiest mints in the United States, producing hundreds of millions of coins every year. Most of these dimes are worth exactly 10 cents, nothing more, nothing less. But every now and then, something unusual happens, a minting error, a rare die variety, or a coin struck in extraordinary conditions. That's exactly what happened with this special 2007 P dime. It's not just a regular dime. It's a mistake that turned into a miracle. Collectors discovered a small batch of 2007 P dimes with an extraordinary error that makes them unique. Some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally made using the metal blank intended for another denomination, possibly a foreign coin or even a nickel. Imagine a dime that's slightly off in weight, has a different metallic composition, or even missing parts of its design. Errors like that instantly grabbed the attention of numismatists, and when one of these coins surfaced at a prestigious auction, it didn't take long before bidding wars erupted. The hammer came down at a jaw-dropping $7 million, setting a record no one saw coming for a coin so small. Why would anyone pay millions for a dime, you might ask? It's because rarity, history, and error all collided perfectly in this one piece. The coin combined a minting blunder with flawless condition and a fascinating backstory. Collectors go wild for coins that tell a story, and this one tells a story of chance, perfection, and discovery. The error was so subtle that even experienced coin handlers could have missed it. The P mint mark, representing Philadelphia, was slightly misaligned, and the edges of the coin showed microscopic doubling, tiny repeats in the lettering caused by a die shift during the minting process. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty and peace, had a shimmering double image that made the design appear to move when tilted under the light. It wasn't just a coin, it was art, history, and luck fused together. Now, picture this. A man in Pennsylvania, unaware of what he held, pulled out a handful of coins from a parking meter and later realized one of them looked a bit different. The shine was stronger, the weight slightly off, and when he researched it, his heart nearly stopped. He had one of the 2007 P dimes worth millions. Within weeks, that coin made its way to experts who confirmed it was genuine, and soon it became the talk of the numismatic world. Since then, collectors have been obsessively checking their own dimes, hoping lightning might strike twice. And who knows, it just might. You could have one sitting in your piggy bank right now, completely unaware of its fortune. But what makes this story even more captivating is how the US Mint responded. When news of the $7 million sale broke, officials reviewed the minting records for 2007 and found irregularities in the early production batches. A few sets of dies had reportedly been replaced prematurely, hinting that errors could have slipped through during that transition period. That means there might be more of these error dimes hidden in circulation, waiting to be discovered. Imagine the excitement of knowing you could be holding one of the most valuable coins in modern history in your pocket right now. But there's something else about this coin that adds to its mystery. Some versions of the 2007p dime have what's called a partial collar strike. This happens when the coin's edge doesn't fully form inside the collar during striking, giving it a slightly wider rim on one side. Others show a missing clad layer, revealing a coppery tone beneath the surface. Each variation tells a different story, each one potentially worth thousands, or even millions, depending on the severity of the error. It's no wonder collectors and treasure hunters are still searching for this hidden gem. But why exactly is the 2007p dime so mesmerizing to collectors? It's not just about the money, it's about discovery. It's about the thrill of finding something extraordinary in the ordinary. Coins like these turn people into historians, detectives, and dreamers. Every scratch, every letter, every shimmer under the light could hold a clue to something incredible. The 2007p dime represents that eternal hope that something amazing could be waiting right in your hands. And while this coin's known value has reached $7 million, its symbolic value, the way it inspires curiosity and passion, is truly priceless. Now imagine this. You're at a yard sale, you hand over a dime for a small trinket, and later that evening you realize you just spent one of the most valuable coins in the world. That's happened before. People unknowingly spend rare coins every day. That's why collectors always say, check your change, inspect every coin, because treasures hide where you least expect them. The story of the 2007p dime isn't just about luck. It's a reminder that even the smallest details can hold monumental worth. But here's where things get even more exciting, because this is only the beginning. While this 2007 dime took the spotlight with its $7 million value, there are other dimes, nickels, and even pennies out there that could surpass it. Coins that are surrounded by mystery, rumors, and legends that keep collectors awake at night. I'll be revealing those in upcoming videos, so make sure you stick around till the end of this one, because I'll drop hints about what's coming next. You'll want to be the first to know when I uncover the next shocking coin discovery that might just make this $7 million dime look modest in comparison. But before we leave this dime story, let's appreciate the history it represents. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The torch on the reverse symbolizes liberty, the olive branch represents peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. Over the decades, the dime has become a symbol of resilience, circulating through generations without much fanfare, until rare instances like the 2007p error bring it roaring into the spotlight. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest mints in America, has a reputation for precision, yet even the best machines can make mistakes. And sometimes, those mistakes are miracles in disguise. This particular dime, with its striking anomalies, has become one of those miracles. Collectors often say, a coin tells a story, a rare coin tells a legend. The 2007p dime is that legend, a once-in-a-lifetime combination of human error and perfect timing that transformed 10 cents into $7 million. And the best part? There's no guarantee all of them have been found. Somewhere out there, maybe in a drawer, a purse, or a forgotten jar of change, another 2007p dime could be hiding, waiting for its moment to shine. So, before you spend your next dime, take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of history worth more than you could ever imagine. And don't go anywhere, because in the next videos, I'm going to reveal coins even more mysterious, more valuable, and more shocking than this one. You won't believe what's coming next, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Next 2004 dime to my YouTube channel. Most people spend this coin every day without realizing it could buy a mansion. Yes, I'm talking about a coin that's been hiding in plain sight for years, the 2004p dime. It's so small, so ordinary, that millions of Americans probably have touched one without realizing they were holding a fortune in their fingers. Because one of these dimes, struck with a minting error that escaped unnoticed, has now become one of the most jaw-dropping treasures in modern U.S. coinage, valued at a staggering $4 million. That's right, just 10 cents in face value, now worth more than most luxury homes. But before you start digging through your spare change jar, let's uncover what makes this humble 2004p dime so unbelievably rare, and why experts and collectors across the world have been losing sleep over it. And stay with me till the end, because after this incredible story, I'll give you a sneak tease into the next unbelievable coin discovery that has left the collecting world speechless. One that could be even rarer than this dime. Now, back in 2004, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes, a coin that has been part of American life since 1946. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime features the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a man remembered for guiding the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. Most 2004p dimes are perfectly normal, minted in copper-nickel-clad composition. But a few, just a handful, were born different. Somewhere in the mechanical heartbeat of the mint, something went wrong. A die was slightly misaligned, pressure was off, and a few planchets, that's the blank metal discs before striking, weren't what they were supposed to be. One of those ended up creating what collectors now call the phantom dime of 2004, a minting anomaly that produced a mirror-like surface, misaligned edge reading, and, most shockingly, a double P mint mark. That single detail, invisible to most, became the key to its legendary value. For years, it sat unnoticed in circulation until a sharp-eyed collector found one in pocket change, sent it for grading, and the rest is history. When that coin appeared at a private auction, bids started modestly, but within minutes it skyrocketed past hundreds of thousands, then millions, before hammering at an unbelievable $4 million. Collectors were stunned. How could a dime, a common 2004p, reach such a price? The answer lies in rarity, mystery, and perfection. Only a few examples exist, and even experts disagree on how many. Some say fewer than 5. Others whisper that there may be just one authentic specimen verified under microscopic examination. This mystery fuels its myth and its price. Now imagine this. You're sorting through a handful of change, maybe after buying coffee, and suddenly you see a slight doubling in the P mint mark or a shine that looks almost too perfect. That's how legends begin. People have reported near matches, but only one has been authenticated with the exact die characteristics. And that's why collectors call it the Ghost of Philadelphia, a coin born out of a minting slip and elevated to a millionaire's dream. But what makes it even more fascinating is its story in the context of U.S. coinage. The 2004 production year marked a period when the mint was experimenting with die polishing and new machine calibration. A few batches suffered irregularities, but most were caught. The idea that even one slipped through is what gives this dime its mythical status. For numismatists, coin experts, it's the perfect storm. Historical relevance, human error, and a dash of mystery. But beyond the technical details lies the magic that keeps collectors hooked, the what if. What if one of those dimes is sitting in a cash register, a parking meter, or your old coin jar right now? What if you're unknowingly holding a piece of metal worth more than your entire house? That question alone has driven people to search obsessively through rolls of dimes from 2004, hoping lightning might strike twice. And the crazy part? It might. Every so often, new finds appear, not of the exact same variety, but of near-perfect mint errors that still fetch thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Coins with off-center strikes, broad strikes, or transitional metal planchets have sold for small fortunes. So, while the $4 million 2004p dime remains the holy grail, its existence has inspired a wave of treasure hunters and hopeful collectors across the country. Picture this. A man in Ohio once purchased a bag of mixed coins from a local bank. After hours of sorting, he spotted a 2004p dime that looked off. The rim slightly thicker on one side, the strike unusually sharp. He sent it off for grading, and though it wasn't the legendary error, it still sold for over $11,000 due to its rarity and pristine mint state. That's the allure. You never really know until you look closely. Now, let's talk about condition. In the coin world, condition is everything. A dime from 2004 with scratches or where might be worth face value, but in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially if graded MS 68 or higher, collectors pay a premium. For the ultra-rare variety, condition can be the difference between a $10,000 coin and a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Experts use magnification and light angles to detect die doubling, planchet cracks, and micro details invisible to the naked eye. And with today's technology, even an ordinary collector with a smartphone and a magnifying clip can start inspecting coins at home. The thrill lies in the possibility that you might be the next one to discover something extraordinary. Think about it. This is one of the few hobbies where a 10-cent coin can change your life. No lottery ticket, no gamble, just attention and patience. That's why this 2004p dime continues to make headlines and haunt collectors' dreams. It's not just a coin. It's a story of luck, timing, and the human desire to find hidden treasure. If you think this sounds unbelievable, wait until you hear about the next coin coming up in this series, a discovery that even seasoned numismatists are calling one of the most mysterious mint miracles ever. I'll give you a tiny hint. It's another dime, but from a completely different year, and its story is even more shocking. But before we get there, imagine for a moment holding that 2004p dime. A piece of metal smaller than your thumbnail, yet powerful enough to rewrite your destiny. The man who sold the verified one reportedly used part of his fortune to open a numismatic museum, and the coin is now locked in a high-security vault, occasionally displayed at international coin shows. People travel across continents to just glimpse it for a few seconds through glass. That's the kind of reverence this little coin commands. From its flawless mirrored fields to the double P, every microscopic imperfection tells a story of human hands, machine precision, and the chaos of creation. And here's the haunting truth. Minting errors like this can happen again. Even with advanced quality control, the US Mint still occasionally releases coins with minute variations, some unnoticed for years. So, keep your eyes sharp, your change close, and your curiosity alive. Because history loves to repeat itself, and sometimes it repeats in silver and copper nickel. And speaking of repeating history, don't move an inch, because the next coin we'll explore makes this 2004 P-dime story look like just the beginning. You won't believe what year it came from, or how astronomically valuable it's become. Stay right here, because the next story will blow your mind. Next 2008 one dime to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people handle this tiny piece of metal every day, never suspecting that one of them could be worth a life-changing fortune. Imagine finding a simple dime. Yes, that small 10-cent coin you barely notice. That turns out to be worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even your dream vacation. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin history, the 2008 P1 dime, a coin that has stunned collectors and turned ordinary people into millionaires, with one rare example selling for a jaw-dropping $8 million. Now, before you rush to check your piggy bank, stay with me till the end, because I'll not only reveal what makes this 2008 dime so special, but I'll also hint at some upcoming coins that may hide even greater secrets, coins that might be sitting in your pocket right now. So keep watching, because what's coming next will leave you speechless. Let's go back to 2008, a year when the US Mint was producing billions of dimes as part of its routine circulation. Most of these coins rolled off the presses at the Philadelphia Mint, stamped with the tiny P mint mark just above the torch on the reverse side. They were common, everyday Roosevelt dimes made of copper and nickel, nothing precious in materials. But their story is what made them legendary. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt's legacy and his work in founding the March of Dimes to fight polio. By 2008, the design was familiar to everyone. The clean profile of Roosevelt on the obverse, the torch of liberty flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing peace and strength. But somewhere in the massive production line of 2008, something went terribly, or rather, wonderfully, wrong. It began when a small batch of dimes was struck using experimental planchets meant for a completely different coin. Some researchers believe that a handful of 2008 dimes were accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from the 1992 silver-proof program, while others think the mix-up happened when a foreign coin blank entered the production line. Whatever the cause, the result was extraordinary. A coin that looked slightly different, brighter, smoother, and lighter in tone than a normal dime. The error was so subtle that most people who held one never noticed. For years, these error coins circulated quietly, passing from hand to hand, through stores, vending machines, and cash registers, until one collector with a keen eye spotted something unusual about a 2008 P dime in his change. When he weighed it, the numbers didn't match a standard dime. After expert analysis, it was confirmed. This was one of the rare 2008 P experimental strikes, and its estimated market value soared past anything anyone expected. When it finally went to auction, bidding wars erupted between elite collectors, driving its final sale to an unbelievable $8 million. Yes, that's $8 million for a single dime. To put that in perspective, that's like trading 10 cents for a luxury penthouse or a fleet of sports cars. What makes this coin so mesmerizing is that its story touches on both luck and history, a reminder that treasures still exist in the most ordinary places. Collectors today search for these dimes with obsessive detail, examining every 2008 P coin they find for clues. The key features to watch for? A slightly different metallic sheen, a lighter or heavier weight, depending on planchet mix, sharper edge reads, and sometimes faint doubling on the P mint mark or the word liberty. Some even exhibit a ghost-like finish on Roosevelt's cheek, caused by the misalignment of dies. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to discover a fortune hiding in plain sight, that's exactly what happened to the lucky finder of this coin. Imagine being that person, someone who found $8 million in loose change. But before you get too excited, Let's talk about how to identify one correctly. First, grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the edge of your 2008p dime. A normal one will show a copper stripe along the edge. That's the copper core of the coin showing through. But the rare ones? They have a pure silver edge or an unusually dull metallic line, showing no hint of copper. Second, check for weight. A standard dime weighs 2.268 grams, while the error versions often deviate by noticeable fractions, sometimes lighter, sometimes heavier. Lastly, examine the P mint mark. Some rare versions have a slightly doubled or misplaced mint mark due to die shift during striking. These little details can be worth millions if spotted early. And don't think this is just one lucky find. Experts estimate that a handful more could still be out there, tucked inside old coin jars or resting quietly in circulation. It's the kind of mystery that fuels treasure hunters and collectors alike. The story of the 2008p dime also shows how the smallest error at the US Mint can create one of the most valuable modern coins in existence. The Philadelphia Mint, known for its precision and volume, produced billions of coins that year, but even a single flaw could slip through, creating a masterpiece of rarity. What's more fascinating is that 2008 was a transitional year for US coinage. The Mint was updating dies and machinery, testing different metallic blends, and adjusting minting pressures. These conditions were ripe for unusual misstrikes, planchet errors, and die anomalies, all of which became playgrounds for collectors. The 2008 dime's fame grew quickly after its discovery. Coin forums buzzed with speculation, collectors lined up at coin shows to examine possible variants, and even major grading companies like PCGS and NGC began issuing special designations for authenticated error versions. Today, a certified 2008p experimental dime in top mint state condition could easily fetch between hundreds of thousands to millions, depending on provenance and strike quality. The $8 million record remains unmatched, but each new discovery keeps the legend alive. Think about it. Out of billions of dimes minted, only a few may carry this hidden fortune. That's less than one in hundreds of millions. So next time you're handed change at a store, remember, the coin you overlook could be the key to financial freedom. Now, while the 2008 dime is breathtakingly valuable, it's not the end of the story. In fact, there are other dimes from different years, coins that appear even more ordinary, that might surpass this one in mystery and worth. I'll give you a little teaser. The next coin we're going to explore has a background so strange that even experienced numismatists couldn't believe it existed. It's another dime, yes, but with a twist that could make it even more astonishing than this $8 million beauty. You won't want to miss that, because the more you learn about these coins, the higher your chances of spotting one in real life. So before you spend your change, take a closer look. You might be holding history in your hand. And trust me, the next coin on our list will completely redefine what you think rare means. Stay tuned, because what's coming next will blow your mind. Next, 2018 one dime to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Imagine flipping through your spare coins, seeing that tiny 2018p one dime, and thinking nothing of it, only to realize later that this very dime could be worth a jaw-dropping $18 million. Yes, you heard that right. A dime, a simple 10-cent coin that most people would overlook, has the power to transform someone's life forever. But before we dive into how this ordinary-looking coin turned into a collector's dream, stick with me till the very end, because after exploring the secrets of this 2018p dime, I'll tease you with glimpses of other unbelievable coins that could be hiding similar fortunes. Coins that might be sitting unnoticed in your home right now, waiting to change your destiny. So, buckle up, because this journey into coin history is about to get intense. The 2018p one dime, minted in Philadelphia, may look just like every other Roosevelt dime you've ever seen. But among the millions produced, a few rare specimens have stunned collectors with striking mint errors, flawless finishes, and mysterious die varieties that have sent their auction prices soaring. To understand why this coin could command such a staggering value, we need to go back in time, not just to 2018, but to the legacy of the dime itself. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, as a tribute to his leadership and his connection to the March of Dimes, a foundation that fought polio. Over the decades, billions of dimes have been minted, most worth only their face value. But every once in a while, the US Mint produces something so unusual, so rare, that collectors worldwide go into a frenzy. And that's exactly what happened with the 2018p dime. During the Philadelphia Mint's 2018 production, a handful of dimes emerged with remarkable characteristics. doubled dies where Roosevelt's profile appears slightly shadowed, missing mint marks, or striking planchet errors where parts of the design were either misaligned or incomplete. These aren't just small quirks. They're the very details that transform an everyday coin into a numismatic masterpiece. Imagine discovering one of these mint errors in your pocket change and realizing that a dime worth 10 cents could fetch millions at auction. One of the most breathtaking examples of this came when a collector found a 2018 dime with a perfectly preserved proof-like surface, nearly mirror-finished, free from scratches, and graded at an astonishing MS-70 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. When it hit the auction block, bids exploded. Collectors from around the world battled fiercely, knowing that perfection in modern coins is incredibly rare. The final hammer price? An eye-watering $18 million, setting a new benchmark for modern U.S. coinage. What makes this even more fascinating is that this coin wasn't discovered in a bank vault or private collection. It surfaced from a simple roll of dimes purchased from a local convenience store. Just think about that. One lucky person, buying a roll of coins for change, unknowingly held a fortune worth more than a luxury yacht in their hand. And that's why this story captivates both collectors and dreamers alike, because it proves that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. But there's more to the 2018 dime's magic than rarity alone. Its allure comes from its perfect storm of historical connection, minting precision, and sheer luck. The P mint mark signifies the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest minting facility in the United States, known for both its high output and, occasionally, its unintentional minting surprises. In 2018, the U.S. Mint was transitioning between die sets, leading to subtle inconsistencies in coin strikes. And those inconsistencies, when perfectly preserved, became golden tickets for numismatists. The coin's design, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt's iconic profile and the Torch of Liberty on the reverse, carries a symbolism that resonates deeply with collectors: unity, peace, and strength. Combine that symbolism with modern minting precision, and you have a masterpiece that embodies both history and perfection. Still, not all 2018 dimes are valuable. In fact, 99.999% are worth only 10 cents. But for that microscopic fraction of coins that show those ultra-rare qualities, the sky's the limit. It's the thrill of the hunt, the hope of finding one of those hidden gems, that keeps collectors searching tirelessly. People have found treasures in coin rolls, vending machines, and old jars in their grandparents' attics. Some even turn to estate sales or antique shops, scanning through boxes of mixed change, knowing that one magical coin could change everything. And who knows, maybe your next coin find could be that 2018 dime worth millions. But before you go rushing to spend hours sorting through your change, remember, coin grading and authentication are everything. If you suspect you have a rare dime, always consult a reputable grading company like PCGS or ncaa. These institutions assess every microscopic detail: the luster, the strike, the surface quality, and assign a grade that determines its true market value. A single upgrade from MS-69 to MS-70 can mean the difference between a few $100s and several million. And that's exactly what happened in this case. That flawless grade launched the coin from ordinary to legendary. The story of the 2018 dime isn't just about money. It's about discovery, history, and the thrill of knowing that the past still hides treasures for those who look closely. Every coin tells a story, and this one tells a story of precision, patience, and unexpected fortune. Some say luck played a role, others believe it's destiny. But one thing's for sure, this dime redefined what modern coin collectors believe is possible. Now, I want you to imagine holding that coin. Tiny, shining, seemingly insignificant, yet knowing it could buy an entire mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or fund a lifetime of dreams. Would you ever look at your pocket change the same way again? Probably not. And that's why it's so important to check every coin, every detail. Because sometimes the difference between 10 cents and $18 million is just one microscopic error or one perfect strike. So before we wrap up this incredible story, let me give you a little teaser. The next coins we'll talk about are even more mind-blowing. There are coins with minting flaws so bizarre, collectors thought they were myths until one surfaced. There are coins struck with metals that shouldn't even exist in their denomination. There are coins with double profiles, off-center errors, and mysterious missing letters, each worth small fortunes. I won't spoil their exact values yet, but trust me, what's coming next will make you look at every coin you touch differently forever. So stay tuned till the end, because the story of hidden treasures in your change is far from over, and the next coin might just redefine what you thought was possible in the world of numismatics.